A very good evening from ABD Stadium. You are tuned to NPL Victoria, round one action for season 2020. It's Hume City and Altona Magic. Hume, fresh off the hit out in the Community Shield against Bentley last Saturday, are looking to get their season off to a flying start at home to build on last season's 6th place finish. For Altona, it's a brand new look squad. An impeccably observed minute silence from the fans here at ABD Stadium. As we were saying, for Altona, it's a brand new look squad who are eager to prove the pundits who've tipped them to finish at the wrong end of the table to be actually way off the mark. Thanks for joining us for tonight's broadcast. I'm Steve Curtin, and I'm joined by someone who's been counting down the sleeps and looking forward to round one more than anyone else. Hello and welcome to you, Craig Filer.
Good evening, Steve. Good evening, everybody. To a cold, damp, wet, miserable summer's evening here in Broadmeadows for this first round clash between Hume City and Altona Magic. Really looking forward to this, Steve. It's my first time commentating here at the ABD Stadium, and I have to say it's a fantastic facility. Pitch is impeccable condition, and I think it's something that Victorian football needs more of.
Thanks, Craig. And the atmosphere in here is matching the standard of the facility with the tifo from the home fans here. Very impressive. As we're about to get underway for Hume City, it's no change to that side that lost on penalties 7-6 in the Community Shield game to Bentley last week. And that is Michael Weir in goal, a back four of Matt Lazaridis, Paul Wilson, Hayden Tennant and Danny Dixon. A midfield trio of Steve Hewitt, Harry Monahan and Ben Bowler. Up front, it's Mitch Cooper, the new signing Josh Bingham and James Brown. For Altona, the only survivor from their final round of the season match against Pascoe Vale last year is goalkeeper Shane Vitakangas. In front of him is Bonel Obradovic, Charlie Fry, Will Nuttall, David Trufanov, new signing Brad Murray. In midfield, along with other new signings, Jungo Kim, the captain, Ben Lifton, Stefan Ristic and the Dutch duo providing the width and the pointiness at the sharp end of the field. It's Martin Hemmen and Michelle Hemmen. And Altona, one ever present there, is their charismatic coach, Goran Lozanowski. Hume City, once again this season, coached by Nick Hegarty. We're just about to get underway for this clash. Our referee tonight is Andrew Mimarakis. And it's Altona in their change strip. It's the all-white, and they're playing from the left to the right of your picture at home. We hope you'll enjoy this one. We certainly think it's going to be a cracking game. There's Obradovic with the throw. Ball out wide here. This is Martin Hemmen, the Dutch winger. This looks like he's going to line up wide on the right. His brother will be the spearhead at centre forward. He had such a good start to last season in NPL Victoria before being out injured and missing more than half of the season. He's back and firing and ready to go. As Michael Weir just waits for the breeze to die down to take the goal kick. A little stuttering run up. It's a big clearance over the halfway line. One over the head of Martin Hemmen, and then the header one by Obradovic. Hewitt with the ball over the top, looking for James Brown. He's got some space to move into. Get the flags up. And Brown moved a fraction too soon. Charlie Fry in the centre of defence for Altona. Altona bring the ball forward. Jungo Kim to Michelle Hemmen. Obradovic has been busy early already. Brad Murray, signing from Werribee City, involved in the middle of the park. And it's a marauding run here from Dixon, as we've seen him do so often. Dixon, he's one of the taller fullbacks you'll see, Craig, but he gets up and down like a much more modern fullback who's more of a shorter and stockier build.
Yeah, just looking at both sides here, Steve, certainly the big striker for Altona is a big unit. I'm sure he's going to put himself about up there. Looks as if they're both playing in a 4-3-3 system here, which will be interesting to see how they puzzle each other out. But really looking forward to this. Like I said, it's the first time here at the stadium. Looking forward to see how Altona get on in their first game. As you said at the start, Steve, it's very much a new squad for this season. In fact, most of the players that are here are new. And opposite can be said for Hume. Only two new players in from last season. One's on the bench today in James Brennan. But the rest is as it was last year. So really intriguing game, and one I'm really looking forward to.
Yes, as you said, not much movement for Hume, which is a good thing for continuity, and you hope that they can build on their good season last year, which ended in them being bundled out by Oakley Cannons in the elimination final. Now, here's the new skipper, Ben Lifton, combining with Iungo Kim. He's played football in both Korea and Croatia. And that one by Obradovic is slightly overhit. He was looking for Martin Hemmen. Keeping a close eye on Martin Hemmen tonight. We've seen what his brother can do in NPL Victoria. And now it's time to see what the younger Hemmen can produce. Instructions from the dugouts, just focusing on their positioning at the moment. In the early stages of this one. It's Weir with the goal kick. It was Murray with the initial header. Wilson got the boot in. Away by Bowler. It's a chance for Brown to get into a bit of a gallop. Support from Lazaridis. 1-2 with Cooper. And played in. He's looking for the big man in there. Bingham is... It was Fry who did the defensive work there, and he's played it out to Stefan Ristic. Look to see him moving down that far side, the left side for Altona tonight. So that central defensive combo for Altona looks to be Charlie Fry lining up alongside William Nuttall. It's Obradovic and Trifonov, the fullbacks. So it's going to be Iungo Kim to take this free kick. It's going to be the left-footed outswinging variation on the set piece. In it comes, and Hemmen was there. It's a big presence, as Craig was saying earlier. What do you think of some of these signings for Altona, Craig, that they've picked up in the off-season?
Yeah, Steve, I think there's a lot of youngsters in there now. I think they've gone away from what they had. Obviously, last season brought a lot of youngsters in. Some players with experience, like Yumbo Kim, who's at Kingston, as you said, played in the K League back in Korea. So they've got some experience in there, but it's a big overhaul of players. So it's gonna take them a few games to get settled into the rhythm. I'm sure Loz has been working them really hard in training on what he wants out of them. But really intrigued to see how they get on, because I think, you know, when you go for a big overhaul as they've had this season, people will be looking at them to struggle. But you know, Loz is an old campaigner, and I'm sure he's got plans for the side, and we'll look forward to see how they progress through the season.
There's the Hume fans just performing the Poznan already. In this early stage of the first half, they are in good voice. We hope that sound is travelling across and being picked up by our microphones on the production of NPL Victoria tonight. It's good to be back on the airways for round one. As bowlers on the ball. Cooper looking for Bingham. Here's James Brown with the strike. Gets a good early shot, and it's the first shot in anger of the evening. And Vidikangas was down well to his right to hang on to that one. It's just a little bit of light drizzle blowing across the pitch here. There's a slight breeze from the south, but not too much wind to speak of. The odd gust that's sending our papers up and down, but on the most part, it's a pretty good night for football. Starting the season this early in the year in February, I always fear it being a bit too warm, but this is more reminiscent of something in maybe May, this sort of weather. Just a little bit cooler. Lazaridis with the throw. This is bowler. And now Tennant. You can just switch it out to that right-hand side. Dixon. This is Hewitt. Hewitt's got time to turn and face forward. And Lazaridis looks to get on the end of this one. His first touch ends up going out over the byline though, and it'll be an Altona Magic goal kick. Just a fraction cagey so far, Craig. No one wants to go after landing the killer blow too early.
Yeah, they'll be sussing each other out, Steve, and looking at how either side are playing and what formations they're playing. So it's going to take 8-9 minutes into the first game. So nobody's going to be worried at this stage. It's just getting a feel for the season, getting a feel for the for how things are going to look, and I'm sure we'll see a great game tonight. Great header from the big man up front. Hume get back on the ball.
We'll just run through those substitutes for you tonight as well. For Hume City, the new signing Andy Brennan, Theo Markalis, Mark Oshieng, Umit Bozdigan, and Lucas Trenkovski. Lucas Trenkovski is the substitute keeper tonight. James Kapranovsky is not on the listed on the substitutes bench. This is Obradovic. Touch there for Trifonov. And best efforts to keep it in there. Proved to be in vain. In front of the few raspberries from the Hume City fans. And for Altona on the bench, Nicholas Sett, Lucas Nedanovsky, the goalkeeper, Griffin McMaster, and Akos Surjan. This is Wilson on the ball now, sharing it with Tennant. We've seen Harry Monaghan, the centre midfielder, dropping into that right back area and allowing Dixon to push on, so it's a definite tactic we've picked up early here from our elevated position in the scaffold at ABD Stadium here in Broadmeadows Valley Park. As the lights are really starting to take effect now. Certainly a good vantage point here to view the surrounding area as well as the action on the field. Tennant. We are. This is bowler. And Wilson needed to win that ball, and he did. Obradovic gives chase. Good athleticism. This is Paul Wilson. And Altona are happy just to allow Hume to have possession in this area of the field at the moment. And it's going to be up to Hume to move them around. As we see there, bowler dropping into that left back position to allow Lazaridis to push on. So looks like looks to be the way that they're trying to break down the settled defence of Altona. There's Dixon tracking back and winning the ball off Stefan Ristic. Aerial duel involving Brown. A touch for Bingham. And Cooper is providing the overlap. This is Cooper, he's onto his left, goes back onto his right, there's a shot. Great save, Vidakangas, away by Obradovic. And that was actually quite a good chance there for Mitch Cooper out of nowhere.
Yeah, should have scored. Should have scored for me. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Tried to loft it over hard and low in those situations for me there, and possibly should have been 1-0 up. Good break from Hume City.
So he wanted to cut that one back onto his right, preferred right there, but perhaps his cut-back touch just wasn't quite enough to open up that angle for him, and then it made Vidakangas' job quite easy. He was able to parry it away with two hands. Here's Cooper again. Obradovic, the man with the man bun, he's been busy so far for Altona. A lot of the attacks are coming down this near side of Hume City. We've seen the athleticism of Matthew Lazaridis last week. Also scored a pretty nice penalty in the shootout as well. It was one in which Hume were ultimately unsuccessful, 7-6. It was definitely more of a shootout for the takers than the keepers. Now up the field by Vidakangas. Slight tailwind behind his kick. He goes Brown, and a chance for Bingham. Bingham's into the area. Bingham is his chance, and good save again by Vidakangas. Got out and spread himself well and closed down the angle. And again, the chance just opened up there for Bingham. So Goran Lozanowski will be hoping his defence can just tighten up a fraction. They've been exposed twice in the last couple of minutes, and they just need to settle into this game. And once they can, you know, they're underdogs tonight, but anything is possible. This is Nuttall. He's wearing the number 3 jersey. Up the field. Strong header by Wilson. Obradovic to Michel Hemmant. Runs out of ideas. Good skill from Bowler. And maybe a little bit stiff there, but the handball's been given. Our referee Andrew Mimarakis had a good view of that one. Our assistants tonight, Asterios Sakalis and Terry Konstandelos. The fourth official is Ahmed Al-Jalali. And here's Hewitt popping up in that left back position now. Playing a crafty ball over. Big chance of Bingham, squares it, and here's Brown, and he's missed his kick. That looks like a very juicy opportunity just to come in and volley that one. So Altona survive. Another Hume threat. To say Hume are very good at winning that ball back and playing a direct ball through. And Bingham and co up in that front three are causing a few headaches at the moment for Altona.
Yeah, they are, Steve. It's they've put 3 balls over the top in the last couple of minutes, and you know, a little bit more composure in that final third in that box, and you know, Hume could have been 3 up by now. Thought Bingham there had a chance, and I think he probably should have hit that first time instead of putting it across the box. But they certainly look to when they got the ball at the back, you can see that their front 4 as it is when they're attacking are pushing really high up the pitch. And trying to catch Altona City out by playing the long ball over the top. So they've done it 2 or 3 times, and we'll have to watch that and see how Loza changes things up to stop that.
This is Ben Bowler. Monaghan in the white boots tonight. The Scottish-born skipper of Hume City. Wilson now. Michael Weir, the big Queensland goalkeeper, goes up to the right flank in front of the grandstand. And it's pretty full in there too, and in behind the glass. As Craig was saying, there are exquisite facilities here. As Hume come forward again, it's a big chance on the overlap here into the area, and it was an excellent sliding challenge. Obradovic got in there, and that was a huge chance for Hume to open the scoring. It was Mitch Cooper lurking behind him, and it just would have needed a touch, and it would have been 1-0. So, again, another very quick attack. Weir's goal kick down the right, and too easy as far as Altona's concerned. That ball came in. You can see one or two concerned looks in the dugout at the moment for the Altona boys.
Yeah, I think Hume have changed their formation slightly in the last 5 or 6 minutes, and it looks as though Altona Magic are playing with a 4-4-2 now, which is leaving one player spare in the middle of the park, and that's where they're getting caught out because the ball's going in between the lines in the middle of the park, and it's just catching the Altona City defenders off mark because there's one spare. So probably need to look at that from. It's easy from when we're up here, but it's clear that that's where the balls are coming from, that midfield.
And another attack repelled by Altona. Here's Michel Hemmant combining with Martin, his brother, but Martin's touch was a little bit heavy. Easy interception for Lazaridis. And now Hewitt on the ball. The quality on the ball is good, but it was cut out well by Obradovic. Brown. And now Lazaridis dinks it into the area. Big chance of Bingham. Controls it with his head. Volley now. And the foot in by Nuttall. Big collision of players there. Both bounce back up. Vidakangas came out and collided with Brown. The two boys made of tough stuff. No complaints from either. Brown gives a thumbs up to Vidakangas. Good contest, boys. It's good contested football out here as the light rain, you can just see it in front of the floodlights here, is just drizzling. It's blowing across from the south. It's going to be Hewitt to take the corner. The big men are forward. It's onto the penalty spot area and bounces through everybody somehow. Not often you see that. All the way back now to Tennant. Hayden Tennant beats his man easily. Just in cruise control here. Dixon looking out wide. And Steve Hewitt plays a decent ball in. And there was the great header. It was basically a free header. And Bingham put it wide. Well, you just wonder when it's going to go in. It doesn't seem a matter of not if, but when at the moment for Hume City. Another good build-up down the right-hand side. Good ball from Hewitt, and Bingham couldn't capitalise.
Yeah, Magic seems to be at 6s and 7s at the moment. You had Loza down below us here, just when that ball was cleared from the corner. Just telling them to get up the pitch and try and make it as difficult for Hume to play through. But they kept back and just opened the doors for them to get into wide positions and get a great ball into the box. And just needed a flick from Bingham, which he did. But unfortunately, it didn't quite go where he wanted. But Hume is certainly in the ascendancy at the moment and looking very strong, especially in that in final third.
I'm seeing a good chance there for Josh Bingham, man who's represented an A-League standard for the Central Coast Mariners. The man originally from the Illawarra, 36 games for the Mariners and 4 goals. Last seen at Eastbourne Borough FC in Sussex, in the National League South in the UK. Lazaridis got the touch, and just for a moment there you thought play might have been able to be continuing, but no, we've got the flag up on this near side. Fans in a good voice. They've got plenty to cheer about so far. Their team is playing some good attacking football. They've got everything except for the final touch at the moment. This is Hewitt. He's missed his kick. And here's a chance for Ben Lifton. Good change of direction. And here's Martin Hemmant. What can he do with the cross? It's over to the back post. And it's well cleared away by that Hume defence. And Murray on the ball. the signing from Werribee City. Ristich, still he goes, plays it across the back post. And it goes, good contest here. It was between Mitch Cooper and Ben Lifton. Brad Murray's one you've watched the career of fairly closely, Craig.
Yeah, I have. He's a good player, Brad, sorry. He's does everything nice and simple, sits in the middle of the park, breaks play up and looks to get things going again. Very good young lad. Seen him a few times at Werribee over the last couple of years, and really glad that he's made the move to the next level, because these young players need the opportunity to play at the highest level, and really pleased for him that he's taken the opportunity, and it shows a little bit of faith in him, as Loz has put him as one of the vice captains. So fair play to him. He's obviously put a little bit of effort in pre-season, and he's reaping his reward. So good luck to him.
It was almost an opening there for Stefan Ristich. He has been a bit of a threat down the left-hand side for Altona, and Hume just need to do stay on their toes defensively. It's been 99% of them doing the attacking so far. Here's Michelle Hemmant, plays it out wide to Lifton. We've got a few comments coming in on the Facebook page. Big hello to Brenton Ray. He's one of our biggest supporters. You could almost describe him as our personal hype man. Now here's Hemmant. It's a big chance. And it goes across, and a good save by Weir. It was Stefan Ristich again, the man we were just speaking about. And that was a golden opportunity. So we've seen chances spurned at each end of the ground now, you have to say. And it's opening up now as Cooper's been fouled there. It was a very nasty challenge. It was Martin Hemmant. He slid in ugly fashion, and you don't like to see that on a football field.
Yeah, look, I don't think it was any malice in it. I think he sort of went for the ball and slipped. But just going back to that attack there from Magic, he's one-on-one with a goalkeeper with yards in front of him. All he needed to do was just slide it past the goalkeeper there. Instead, he went for power, and goalkeeper pulled off a great save. That's where we were talking about earlier on, where a little bit of composure in those areas where it matters. Inside that 18-yard box, and score could have been 3-1 now, easy. But it's still 0-0, and Hume City have got a free kick just on the edge of the left-hand side of the 18-yard box here, and looks like Steve Hewitt is going to take this, and I would imagine he's just going to bend it into that 6-yard area there for the big Hume City players to attack it.
Yes, good position here for Hewitt. And hello to Thomas Murray, who said, "What's the lineup?" Well, for Hume City, it's unchanged from their Community Shield game last week, the one that was 0-0 at full time, and they ended up going down 7-6 on penalties. Nonetheless, a good performance though. Now here's Hewitt. Now he fakes the initial attempt. Here he goes again. Strikes it low. It's gone all the way through and into the goal. And Brown was in the area, but I think Hewitt will claim the goal. Brown didn't actually get the touch, and Steve Hewitt opens the scoring. 1-0 to Hume City. And that's a great start. Eventually, it had to come. And it finally does. Steve Hewitt's free kick, the deception by Brown, and it's in the back of the net, 1-0 to Hume.
Yeah, great free kick. As I said, a ball low and hard into that 6-yard box is going to cause the problems, and I think it was Josh Bingham that stepped over it, and ball went past the goalkeeper into the corner. I think it's just what Hume City deserve, to be honest with you, Steve. They've been on top in this game. But it just goes to show you don't take your chances. Things can happen very, very quickly. And 30 seconds earlier, it was a one-on-one in the box with for Altona City. They missed, went up the other end, free kick, and the ball's in the back of the net. That's football. Need to take your chances when you can.
Yeah, just moments after, it was quite amazing how the solid defence of Hume City got caught so square and allowed Ristich that chance one-on-one with Weir, which we was able to save. And then only moments later, it was a very intelligent free kick from Steve Hewitt in slippery conditions on this surface. We walked across it before the game. It is like a bowling green out there, but it is quite slippery on top. He kept his free kick low, and the deception from Brown, and it made it very, very hard for Vitakangas to do a lot about it once it bounced and skidded off the turf here at ABD Stadium. So getting back to that question from Tom Murray about the starting lineups. So we just paused for a chance here by Brown. He looks offside, and I think the linesman's just kept his flag down because it's effectively a passive offside. Brown not involved in touching the ball. So that Altona lineup, 10 changes to the team that they fielded in that 2-1 loss to Pascoe Vale in the final game of last season. The only mainstay is the goalkeeper, Shane Vitakangas. In defence, David Trufanov, Will Nuttall, Charlie Fry, Bonal Obradovic. In midfield, Brad Murray, Yungo Kim. Ben Lifton in the number 10 role. Out on the left, it's Stefan Ristich. On the right, Martin Hemmen, the younger brother of frontman Michelle Hemmen. There's a touch for Weir as Hemmen comes in to close him down. Wilson's clearance is not so effective. It's a chance here for Yungo Kim. And he ball in towards the feet of that number 16, Stefan Ristich, who's been able to get in behind that down the left wing or the right-hand side of the Hume defence. He's causing one or two problems. You do fancy that that Altona need to take advantage of any opportunities that they can have tonight, because they will be few and far between. But it's good to see two sides out having a go at each other tonight, trying to win by a matter of attack rather than defence. And as a hush comes over the stadium, and Weir's kick, and it was Bingham that just clean slipped over on the halfway line, as we said. Hence the smarts of the free kick by Steve Hewitt earlier to skid it through low. So anyway, let us know if you're enjoying this match in the comments on Facebook Live, and particularly where you're tuning in from. Well, maybe we can have an award for our furthest afield viewer tonight. Always love to hear people enjoying this game from interstate and even overseas on these NPL Victoria live streams. Big weekend of opening round action started on Thursday night, with Oakley getting the points over Avondale. Fry. He's closed down too easily. Now Steve Hewitt on the ball. Looks to play a little pass in behind. Here's Ristich. He's been the most threatening player for Altona. Straight to Tennant though. Flicked on by Bingham. Fry's clearance is charged down, but he wins the throw. A lot of responsibility on this young back four for Altona. Hume are doing well, winning the ball high up the field, and that's sort of how they're creating a lot of their chances, winning the ball up in Altona's half.
Yeah, and I think Altona just need to settle in that middle of the park there, try and nullify the passes into the midfield, or certainly cut off the passing channels, or passing lanes rather, and try and stop Hume from creating the chances. With two up top, not really sure that's really working for them. Probably need to drop one of them back in as a 10 and go back into the 3 in the middle of the park to try and nullify Hume, as I said. But another free kick just coming in now from Hume. Again, another great ball in the box. Goalkeeper comes and flaps at it, and Altona clear the lines initially. Ball's played back in again, and Hume get the ball on the left-hand side here. And the ball's cleared away by Altona Magic, and Hume get the ball and all the way back to the keeper, and they start again.
So a couple of good clearances by Will Nuttall there. One half of the central defensive combination. The other one, Charlie Fry, who's alongside him. Hewitt loves to swing balls in like this and test out Vitikangas, and you could say he just about got tunnelled there on that occasion. He's been given the free kick. Bit of banter from Nick Hegarty to the fourth official, Ahmed Al-Jalali there, about that decision. We heard the term protected species. That gets wheeled out a little bit about goalkeepers.
Yeah, he's right there, Steve. The goalkeepers are overly protected now. It's like they are a precious species on the pitch, and you know, sometimes they've got to go for challenges, and centre forwards have got to go for challenges in with the goalkeeper, and it seems that always the goalkeeper gets the benefit of the doubt, not the striker.
Hello to Mickey, asking about Johnny Stacheski being in the starting lineup. Well, the news is he's not. He's come out from his team who's been playing at Arsenal Tivat in the Montenegrin League, one of the more exotic leagues around in Europe. He's not in the starting lineup, and he's not in the substitutes either today. Those substitutes for Altona, in case you've just joined us, are Nicholas Sett, Lucas Nedanovsky, the goalkeeper Griffin McMaster, and Akos Serjan. David Trufanov combines with Fry. Little 1-2. Ristich. Ball forward looking for Hammond. Runs all the way through. Pretty easy for Michael Weir. One of the standout goalkeepers in NPL Victoria. He's from a good footballing family. We were down at Elko Park earlier today where his brother Lockie plays. It's a good left-sided fullback and winger. Fry with the header. Back to the keeper. Vitikangas distributes by arm this time. Straight out there to Ristich. This is Fry. Fry looks to play it out towards Ristich, but it's cut out by Dixon. And now a touch for Tennant. Into Bowler. You can hear Goran Lozanovsky encouraging his players to allow some pressure to be placed on Hume higher up the field in these sort of areas. He's got Ben Lifton pushing up a little bit higher now, the skipper. Hello to Mike Hegarty enjoying the game from a wet Wakefield. Now Dixon on the overlap, gets to get the ball in. Lazaridis with a chance, and here's Hewitt for a second. Side netting. Well, he couldn't believe his luck there. The ball just fell quite kindly for him. And in the end, the angle kind of closed to take it on his right foot, and it just went off the outside of the goal there. So unable to add to his tally of one goal already as we approach half-time here. ABD Stadium, round one, NPL Victoria action. Other games so far, we saw Heidelberg successful in the Greek Derby against South Melbourne at Lakeside. And last night also it was the 1-1 draw at Port Melbourne against the Melbourne Knights. Did you catch any of those games last night, Craig?
I did, Steve. I watched the Port Melbourne and Melbourne Knights game, which was very much a damp squib in more than one ways, because it was a absolutely horrendous weather last night. And fair play to all the players for trying to put on a game of football. Even the FE commentators, great job to you last night. It was very, very difficult conditions to play football in, or even to commentate in. So I did watch it. 1-1 was probably a fair result, I think, over the 90 minutes. And as we said earlier on, it's nobody's really worried about results at this stage. Although it's important that you're not going to win the league today, so it's about finding your feet and trying to get understand the opposition that you're playing against and getting some minutes into the legs early on in the season. So fair play to everybody that played last night and over the last couple of days. And that's definitely we saw. No, that's and he sent him off. Second yellow card, and I'll hand that one over to you there, Stevie.
Yeah, well, there's no opportunity to go to the VAR here. NPL Victoria, it was second yellow card. It looked like from here like there could have been contact. Initially, I thought the referee was going to point to the penalty spot, but instead he ran and showed a second yellow card. And apologies if our cameras and microphones are picking up any of the language, but there's certainly some incensed Altona Magic people down here as Martin Hemmon, in his debut, is sent off a second yellow card. Certainly taken some of us by surprise. We just had a look at the replay. It's hard to see from here. We thought that there may have been some contact there, but the decision's been given. He's been sent off a second yellow card for simulation after an earlier bad tackle, which was on Mitch Cooper in the earlier part of the match. And Altona's mission now gets exponentially harder. The last thing that Goran Lozanowski wanted was to go down to 10 men, especially in the first half. With this new squad that needs to gel together, they need all the good fortune that they can have, and that wasn't it then. So Hume now, a goal up and a man up. This is Bowler. You fancy that Altona will just sit in a compact shape until half-time now, perhaps, in the final few minutes of this half. There's Bingham. How he would love a goal in his home debut tonight. Ball in behind for Hewitt. Flag was up anyway. Now, we've got some viewers from... I've actually got many viewers from both domestically and internationally on the comment section. Hello to Dan watching in the UK. It's raining over here too. Well, we've heard the weather forecast for the weekend over there is not good, so stay safe over there, Dan. Stefan, shout out from Macedonia. And we've got Ache, shout out from Brazil. Also G. Salivi, shout out from Brisbane. James Maguire, shout out from Spain.
Yeah, just had a quick look at the replay here on the screen in front of us, Steve. And look, from where I am and what I saw on the screen there, I would probably say that the young Dutchman has been very unlucky there. I think there was contact, and I think that probably should have been a penalty. I think the referee will look at that later on. I think he's made a mistake. So I think Altona have been hard done by, and they're already under the pump, and now they're going to be under the pump even more, down to 10 men. So let's see how Loza changes things up. He'll try and get to half time and keep the lead at keep the scoreline down to 1-0 and look to recoup something in the second half.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. And not the first NPL red card of the season. We saw Matthew Breeze sent off for the Knights last night for a sliding challenge. Here's Michelle Hammond. He'll have to do the work of two Hammonds now. This is Hewitt. Big challenge in the middle of the park. Touched by Bingham. There's Bowler just getting back to his feet in the middle there. He's the man in the bright yellow boots. This is Fry. Yungo Kim. Great challenge by Hewitt. He's been a standout so far tonight, you have to say. His outstanding technical ability's been on show. Lazaridis. It's Brown. Hewitt. First time passing from Hume now. Danny Dixon. He's got plenty of time to deliver the cross. He does. Well cleared by Obradovic. And that can run harmlessly all the way up the other end of the field to Michael Weir. The wind has completely died down now, which we're thankful for in our commentary position. We do have a roof over our head, fortunately, so we do appreciate that. But there's no wind to speak of now. Touch wood, Craig.
Yeah, it's all of a sudden become a balmy summer's evening. Not. It's as the cameraman laughs with his 14 layers of clothes, a hat and gloves and scarf on. So look, it's been a very intriguing first half of football here. I think, as I said, I feel sorry for Altona because again I've just had another look at it for probably the fourth time, and that's a definite penalty. I think the referee has caused a massive problem for himself there, because there's no way that wasn't a penalty in my eyes. But I'm not the referee. I'm just the little commentator stood up here in the freezing cold.
There's Ristich coming into the area. He's got pressure from Tennant and Hewitt, double teamed. Shows some flair, and in the end concedes throw-in. Yes, as Craig was saying, if we could actually turn the camera onto our cameraman here, you would laugh, because you would not think the way he's dressed is something that you would see in February in Victoria. But this is football. This is what happens. Now, Hume City, they started the new year with a new club crest, which celebrates the club's 40-year anniversary, the club's heritage and history. Lazaridis now with the cross. It's got good shape on it, and a good bit of play from Vidakangas to get outstretched arms and tentacles onto that one. Flicked it away. Dixon now. In comes the cross, and there's two Hume players looking to get a touch on that. One of them was Brown, and the other looks to be Cooper. And in the end, it's gone out of the Vanuatu International. Hello to Yul Vargas. Cheers from Chile. So we've ticked off most of the continents now. We're just missing Africa and Asia and maybe North America. Let us know if you're tuning in from there. Shot by Yungo Kim. Well, you know, it was off target, but this late in the half sometimes, why not? So we just wait for if there's any confirmation of the additional time at the end of this first half. It shouldn't be too long. There's not really been too many incidents apart from the solitary goal. And of course the sending off of Martin Hammond. His Altona Magic debut in NPL Victoria. Second yellow card. The first one for a sliding challenge on Cooper, and the second one was for going down in the box. We've got 30 seconds till half time. And it's Bingham, the bearded front man, coming forward to get a touch on that one. And we've got Obradovic to take the throw. Craig, can we sum up the first half?
Yeah, I think Hume City have definitely been the dominant force in that half. 3 or 4 very, very good opportunities. As we said earlier on, you know, Altona go away the other side. Hume missed 3. Altona go the other side, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, puts it in, 1-0. They don't. Hume City go up the other end and stick the ball in the back of the net. So that's football for you. Very, very good first half from Hume City. A little bit of organising to do by the Altona coaching team, but really looking forward to a good second half.
Thanks, Craig. So that's the end of the first half. Steve Hewitt with the solitary goal of it from the free kick. It's 1-0 to Hume City. I'm Stephen Curtin, alongside me, Craig Filer. Go and put the kettle on, get something for supper, put the feet up and enjoy a good second half of football after this break. Speak to you again soon.
Straight Line, Balrock, Tech Foods, Fresh Plus, Oscon, Checkplan, Blueprint Consulting, Brand Foods, Optimum Building Services, Sahara, Pinabasi Restaurant, Mortgage Domain, Active Taxation, Senol, Marsh Advantage Insurance, A&A Plastering, Sheen, Broadmeadow Central, Aiken Kebabs, Mega Carpets, Alton Bass, and Boss Sign Concepts.
So we'll go and get a coffee, mate, shall we?
See if we can make it back in time. Oh, shit.
Good picture as well. Yeah, very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the boys come out, let's make some noise!
Going too far. I'll let you focus on that section of the scaffold. I've got some screwed up paper. Yeah.
Welcome back to ABD Stadium here in Broadmeadows Valley Park for the second half of this round one NPL Victoria clash between Hume City and Altona Magic. It's the home side. 1 goal to the good, courtesy of a well-taken free kick that skidded off a wet surface and found the back of the net to give Hume a 1-0 lead. My name is Steve Curtin. I'm joined tonight by Craig Filer, and it's going to be the hosts, Hume City, and their new signing, Josh Bingham, to get us underway. They're playing in their home strip, all red, and they're playing from the left to the right of your picture at home. We hope you're enjoying this one. It's a bit of a wintry type evening here in February in Melbourne. So put your feet up, strap yourself in, and enjoy the second half of this match. And as always, we are live and interactive with NPL Victoria Facebook. Please leave your comments. I've had some great comments coming in so far. Thank you for them. I'd love to hear what you're thinking you would like to see in the second half of this match. So we said in the first half it was Dutch signing Martin Hemmen sent off for a second yellow. Going down the penalty area. And is Dixon on the overlap? Looks to get a ball in, does well, but Vidakangas can catch that one well. As we said, Hemmen was sent off. Towards the end of that first half, Altona, a goal down and a man down since then. Bowler on the ball now. And welcome back to the commentary position after half-time. A nice hot chocolate there to warm the hands. Craig Filer.
Yeah, not hot chocolate, Steve. I had a water. I'm on a diet, remember? No, we had to walk over to the stand on the far side, Steve, and everybody's talking about the red card. It's certainly the topic of conversation over there, but also that Hume City really should have been 3 or 4 up in that first half. So we'll just have a quick look now and see how Altona is set up for the second half. Obviously a man down, so a little bit more defensive. Only play now probably with the one player up front and try and flood the midfield as much as they can and try and stop Hume from getting through, which is where they caused the majority of their issues in the first half.
Right, it will be the goal scorer, Hewitt, to take this corner kick. It's going to be the outswinger. Hume have sent the tall timber forward. And in it comes off the chest of Michel Hemmen, the big number 9, using his pectorals to defend the goal there. Michel Hemmen, 6 goals last season from 9 appearances before he missed the remainder, out injured, with that leg injury. This is Cooper playing it out wide for Lazaridis. Both fullbacks playing very high tonight for Hume City. Centre midfielders dropping in to fill in, interchanging positions. Certainly a feature of Nick Hegarty's Hume City side towards the latter stages of last year as well. And The 10 men of Altona Magic also battling probably a lack of cohesion after a complete overhaul of the squad, and will take time to gel. And they're also battling playing with a man less, so they're happy to just sit in their own half here and do what they can do. Murray winning the ball back there. This is Obradovic. He's been busy at right fullback. Nuttall. Vidakangas. This is Charlie Fry. It was miscontrolled by Ristich. Ristich was the man who had that golden opportunity for Altona. It came out of nothing. Hume defence were caught square midway through that first half, and his shot was saved in a one-on-one chance by Michael Weir. And here's Ristich again. Although he didn't take that chance, he has impressed tonight from an Altona Magic point of view. Bingham. This is Brad Murray. Nuttall. Obradovic crosses the halfway line. He's looking direct towards Lifton. Lifton doesn't have the height though there. And Lazaretti, his feet were moving a little bit too fast there. Runs out of room. Another chance for Obradovic. Junga Kemp. And it's Brown playing it out to Bingham. Bingham on a run now. Actually, this is Brown here now on the right. He's taking his time, looking for options. Good positioning by Nuttall, but he's turned it over. This is Monaghan. Lazaridis. Another forward foray from him towards the corner of the penalty area. Michelle Hammond. He needs some support. Comes in the form of Murray. He's got Ristich out here on the left. It's a little bit too static at the moment. Movement is the call. Trufanov. A touch for Bingham. Hewitt with the first time through ball. He's looking for Cooper. And the volley clearance wasn't the most convincing by Vidakangas, but luck's a fortune, it comes back to him.
Yeah, got away with that one. I think, just looking at the setup here, I think Magic need to just try and keep the ball for as long as they can. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very long and tough second half for them. I think they're giving the ball a little way too cheaply for me. One man down. They need to keep the ball and try not to force it too quickly, because otherwise the ball's just going to come back to them and they've got to start all over again. So two banks of four in the midfield there. Hume have got the ball. Two banks of four, and the lone striker Hammond, who's dropping a little bit deeper than he did obviously in the first half. Try and help out those midfield players, but certainly Hume are on the front foot, and they've just got to go and attack after every time they get the ball now, and see where it takes them.
Chance for Lazaridis. He can keep this one in easily. Get the ball in on his left foot. It's over towards the far post, and Vidakangas flapped at that one, and in the end he got some assistance from Charlie Fry. And Altona hold on. Hume will have the corner. It's big Paul Wilson strides forward. It's only Tennant back on the halfway line now. He's having a chat with Michael Weir. I think for Michael Weir at the moment, the challenge will be keeping warm. Hasn't seen a lot of action since the change. As the active supporters are making some good noise to spur on Hume City to score some more goals. Add to their 1-0 lead. And it's going to be Hewitt to take the corner. The players are lined up around the top of the box before they scatter. And the header came from, it was Wilson. And it was straight into the ground, so we didn't quite time it. In fact, I think it was Bingham. It was. Went straight into the ground. Easy for Vidakangas to distribute. Lifton to Murray. This is Michelle Hammond. Kim. He's looking for the overlapping David Trufanov. And Hume win it back through Hewitt. Dixon for Bowler. At the moment, we know they have one extra, but it's almost like they have a couple extra at the moment, you'd say, Hume City.
Yeah, and they just need to be patient. Move the ball from side to side, try and stretch Magic where they can. Ooh, dodgy from the keeper there. Yeah, as I say, just try and stretch Altona as much as they can from side to side, and eventually the little gaps will open up. But they'll be patient. All experienced players, and they'll know how to play against 10 men, and they won't rush it. Likewise, as I said, with Magic, they just need to keep hold of the ball, try not to give it away cheaply, and try and catch on the counter attack.
So after that run-in with the byline, Vidi Kangas perhaps thought the pitch was a fraction shorter than it actually appears. And it's going to be Hewitt to take another corner for Hume City. Swings it away from the goal. Good bit of defending by Hammond. It's not cleared though. Might have been a handball there. I think it was, come off the arm of James Brown. Man who scored that wonder goal in the Doherty Cup final last year against the Knights. Trifanov up the line. And for Ristich. Seems to be the most likely source at the moment for Altona if they were to conjure up something. Here's Stefan Ristich. And it's going to come back the other way because it's the pace of Cooper. Good positioning by Fry. Eventually Altona will clear their lines. Fry playing the forward ball. Ristich. And a good bit of sweeper keeping from Michael Weir. Coming out and using his right boot to good effect there. And he needed to. Hume had pushed up to a fairly high line. Weir was quick off his line to effect the intercept. This is Monaghan. Wilson now. Tennant looking to move around this Altona defensive block. Lazaretti out wide. Infield to Cooper. Looks to turn. Plays a 1-2 with Brown. This is Bingham. Turns with the back to goal. Brown again. Altona do enough. This is Hemmon. Yungo Kim. And Ristich again. Combines with Trufanov. Definitely liked his game so far tonight, Ristich. You can see the frustration from Ben Lifton. Getting on the ball and having all of his options closed down. We're going to see a change here for the Magic in a moment. It looks like the former Melbourne Victory man will be coming on. It's Nicholas set. And good defensive header. Well, in fact, it actually had come off Josh Bingham. Weird goal kick. So Nicholas set, ready to debut for the Magic. I've actually got no fourth officials board here tonight. I believe it was Trufanov coming off. David Trufanov, who's been lining up at left fullback tonight. The man to make way is James Brown. Challenged by Ristich. Brown rides the first challenge. This is Kim. Set involved. Nicholas Set, the substitute, combining with Ristich. Dixon provides the cover. Set gets around him. Bit of flair and pizzazz to his game, Nicholas Set. He's got a spring in his step and a pair of fresh legs, which can be useful, particularly early in the season when the player's conditioning is not what it is midway through. Lazaridis now in front of the ABD group grandstand here. And the ball will come back this way through Bowler. Monahan now for Hume. Danny Dixon. Inboard to Bingham. Bingham swings out to the right wing. Still it goes. It's Hewitt. And yeah, the flag had already been raised. Offside decision against Steve Hewitt. Tonight's solitary goal scorer so far. So you wonder where those goals are going to come from for Altona Magic. Well, last season's top goal scorer, Troy Ruthven. One of those goals of his 7 last season were from the spot, where he was very, very effective. He's moved on to Dandy City. And so saw Daniel Kaczynski last week playing down for Geelong Soccer Club. He scored 4 for the Magic last term as well. Also, Dusan Bosniak moved to Heidelberg. He scored 4 for the side last year too. We saw him score for his new club last night at Lakeside. Kim plays it forward. This is Hammond. He's lost it too easily though. He's coming back from injury and you think maybe he's just a little bit off his game at the moment. That ball is flagged to have gone out of Brown. Some scores from around the grounds in the A-League tonight. It's Western Sydney Wanderers. They are leading Newcastle Jets on 71 minutes. Wellington Phoenix, full-time result against Melbourne City. It's a 1-0 win for the Knicks. And the big derby down in Dandenong tonight. It's the Thunder, 3-2 against a 10-man Dandenong City. So plenty of action across Victoria and across Australia today. Has been a full round of preliminary FFA Cup fixtures all across Melbourne and beyond, taking place this afternoon. There'll be a few more games tomorrow. Now Cooper's onside here. Got the ball from Dixon. Twisting and turning, looking for support. Plays it across. Here's Hewitt. And he got the free header, and it was a good save by Vitikangas. As far as Hewitt was concerned, it was unfortunately too straight. Vitikangas held it. And Hewitt's a bit slow to get back to his feet here. He's just hobbling a bit. Steve Hewitt, the Englishman, he's the difference tonight still. Ken Hume add to this 1-goal cushion. This is Ben Bowler. Doesn't mind dropping in between the two centre-backs to help create the play and allow the full-backs to push high up the field. As you can see, Dixon in front of us on this right-hand side is very far forward. Now here's Brown, and it's a good bit of keeping by Vitikangas. He came out and smothered that one, and if Brown had have been given another metre, he would have been looking to bury that one on his left peg. But instead, Vitikangas was good enough. Nuttall comes away with the ball. But that's just a hopeful one, and Tennant can easily head that back away. Now Hemmond gets a chance. He's got Lifton on the overlap. Plays it to him now. He had options, including Nicholas Sett at the back post, but in the end it's straight to the waiting arms of Michael Weir. There's a forward run here from Hewitt. It's been spotted. Flags up for offside.
Yeah, I think that's where Altona need to be very careful there on the when they break. Unfortunately, with their 10 men, if they do break and they lose the ball, Hume can quite easily capitalise very quickly. They are very quick on the transition. So just need to make sure that if they do lose the ball high up the pitch, that they get back. And certainly the two wide players in Sett and can't remember who the number 10 is, but it'll come to me in a minute, Ben Lifton, that they get back into position quickly. Otherwise it's going to cause them a few problems the other end. But they're in the game. Magic, they're certainly they're in the game here. There's definitely a chance for a counter attack, but I feel that Hume will get another two or one or two before very long.
Here's Dixon. Wins the throw. Came off Nicholas Sett. Going to see another change for Altona Magic. Craig, who's it going to be coming on?
Yeah, it looks like the youngster again, number 26, Arcos Surjan. Looks as if he's going to take the field of play. He's just been called back into the technical area, so we'll be looking to for him to come on any second as Hume on the count. It's back with a goalkeeper, so I'm not sure who he's going to be coming off for, but we'll find out in a few moments, no doubt. Big switch on here. Great tackle there from the Hume midfield player. And number 10, it's Steve Hewitt. And that's what they're going to do. They're just going to keep the ball, moving it from side to try and stretch Magic as much as they possibly can, and try and get in behind the fullbacks, I think. Altona playing very narrow now to try and stop the balls through the middle of the park, but of course doing that opens up the wide areas for Hume to get in behind. But they seem to be coping very well at the moment.
So we just await the confirmation of the upcoming change for Altona Magic. Now we've got Murray on the ball, the white boots to match the all-white kit. This is Ristich. Been one of the best for the Magic tonight. Inside looking for Lifton. Wilson now. Lazaridis. He's got Cooper on the charge, but the linesman believes the ball had already crossed the line beforehand. And Lazaridis is frustrated that the movement didn't come a little earlier. We're going to see a inclusion into the match as well of Andy Brennan, the man who's just shifted a fraction east from Green Gully, where he was last year. And he will look to come into the front three. And that change now, Akos Surjan, who's coming on for the Magic. He's replacing Stefan Ristich. He's a frustrated figure. He feels he's got some stud marks on the shin. as Andy Brennan enters the field for the first time this season in his new club colours. And he's replacing Mitch Cooper. So it looks like he's going to slot in on the right flank for Hume City. It's a touch for Michael Weir. Hello to Aaron, Hume City fan. He's watching from Shepparton. It's good to see those regional Victorian fans of NPL Victoria. Lazaridis, James Brown, as Hewitt gets the touch. Easy for Vitakangas. Lifton. Obradovic, looks like he's shifted over to this left-hand side. This is Kim. Nicholas Set. Obradovic again. Good little turn. Yungo, Kim. Hammond, first time pass is good. This is Lifton. What can he conjure up here? Well, it wasn't the end product that the Magic wanted. There was no one there in white. And it was a good build-up until that moment.
Yeah, some great football there with Kim in the middle of the park pulling the strings, but just when again, sound like a broken record. When you're down to 10 men, it's very hard to get those players forward, because if you do play forward and you lose the ball, the opposition could quite easily get a counter attack on and score the other end. So some good football from Altona. They, like I said just now, they're certainly in this game. You know, most people would have probably thought that there could have been 2 or 3 more goals since the sending off, but they're coping very, very well. They just got to keep their discipline, keep their organisation, and try and nullify Hume as much as they possibly can.
Good positioning there in the defensive line by Will Nuttall to get the clearance there. He and Charlie Fry have been under a lot of pressure in the heart of the Altona Magic defence tonight. First time pass by Bowler. There's a touch for Brennan. Dixon now. This is Monahan. Bowler. James Brown. Bouncing around the edge of the area. Obradovic plays it away. This is Nicholas Set. Look at the skills from there. Silky skills up the flank. Nicholas Set. There he goes. It's going to be a yellow card for Dixon here. He slid in. It was very much an intentional foul, and it's a bit of a inflammatory situation because it's happened right in front of the Altona Magic dugout, and that's probably the worst place to commit this kind of fouls. As things look to cool down a little bit. How'd you see that one, Craig?
Yeah, I've just had a look at the replay in front of us, and it's a lunge. Well, the referee's given a yellow card there. Again, I struggle to see how that's not a red card, if I'm honest. I think the player has clearly lunged in at the youngster there and taken him out. It's yeah, again, and the referee will have another look at that one after the game and think, okay, maybe I've dropped another one. But certainly from where I was and having look at the replay there, definitely a red card for me.
So anyway, focusing on the little bit of skill there by Nicholas Set. He's been a good introduction to this match since he came on. He's not afraid to play with flair and creativity, and right now that's exactly what the Magic need to get back into this clash. That's what the fans love to see as well. Players with that special ability to beat someone in a one-on-one situation. Something that Australian players tend to lack, often at the highest level still. Anyway, Kim with the free kick. He drills it into the top of the area, and well, it was a bit of a perplexing one. I'm not sure if that was what he was intending, but anyway, the ball stayed in. Now Hemmond's out wide on the right, and it's an equally strange ball, but it finds Murray. Now Murray can dink this one in, and Set rose high, but it was repelled by that Hume City defence. And there's the tackle there by Hammond. And we're going to see a yellow card for Michelle Hemmon for sliding in there. Looks like Andy Brennan was the victim of that one. Hasn't been on the field long. Andy Brennan is back to his feet. So the yellow cards are starting to mount in this game now. It's a slippery night. And we've seen a few players going flying across the surface with varied results. And it's going to be, well, shock here as Nicholas Sett has been sent off, can only assume for back chat. And amazingly, Altona Magic are down to 9 men.
Yeah, you can only assume that that's for foul and abusive language. If it is, then look, the player can have no qualms about being sent off. The strict guidelines now on foul language on the pitch is clear for everybody to know. So if he has, then he's silly because he's cost his team even more problems. If it wasn't hard enough as it was, it's certainly going to be now with nine men on the pitch. So I feel for Altona. I do feel for them. It's they've been unlucky on two decisions. One that both of them went against them. But it should be down to 10 players apiece now, and unfortunately it's not. And I think it's just damage limitations now for Altona. I think they've just got to dig in as hard as they can, work as hard as they can, and try and keep the score line down as low as they can.
Well, I was just about to say, just as that was happening just beforehand, that, for all of Hume City's dominance, funnier things have happened, and the 10 men of Altona Magic could somehow conjure up an equaliser. But they are going to be very up against it now. The ball's played across, and it was Josh Bingham. But Vidi Kangas was able to repel the attack. And William Nuttall on a run, but you don't want your centre-backs losing the ball up there, particularly when you're down to 9. Here's Steve Hewitt. Still the solitary goal scorer tonight. Dixon on the overlap. And it's fair to say this space on this, it's already quite one of the wider pitches in NPL Victoria. It's just being amplified now by the men in white, having only 9 players out on the park now. They have been brave so far tonight. They are a brand new squad, and you have to feel for Goran Lozanowski and the squad, because they've been up against it tonight. Lazaridis now looks to get around Nuttall, plays in a low ball, couldn't find Bingham. Michelle Hammond. It's just hard when they get on the ball now, Altona, to find another man in white to pick out. Obradovic now. He's switched from right fullback to the left. Slide by Monaghan. Tennant. And Wilson. They can certainly take their time in that part of the field now. This is Monaghan. Tennant for Bowler. Dixon now. Going to see an introduction of Mark Oshieng soon. One of the successful penalty takers in the shootout last Saturday. Monaghan with the switch. Lazaridis. Just a bit of keep ball at the moment for Hume City. Andy Brennan. Monaghan's ball. Dixon is the target. Even the speedy figure of Dixon was not going to make that one.
Yeah, I think that's what Magic will be looking for. Try and just hold off and delay any of the Hume attacks and try and get them to play the long ball over the top, which which, as you saw from that one, just went straight out. So, yeah, Altona doing a really good job. It's going to be a really tough, what have we got, 20 minutes left, down to 9 men. Michael Lashenk looks as if he's coming on, so it's going to be a tough 20 minutes for them, but look, as I said, they're still in the game. Keep nice and organised, keep nice and compact, and don't give the ball away unnecessarily.
It's going to be the end of the night for James Brown. He's put in a good shift tonight. As we were saying, Mark Oshieng enters the field of play. So just what Altona Magic didn't want was more pace in the wide areas, but that's what we're going to see from Hume City. Altona Magic, they don't play a game at their home ground until round 5 this season. Next week they are playing a home game at sister club Geelong Soccer Club's Stead Park down in the northern suburbs of Geelong. It's against Avondale. Then they will be away against Heidelberg, that match being played at CB Smith Reserve, while the Heidelberg ground is being remodelled. We look forward to seeing that when it's finished. And then they're away the following week at Jack Edwards Reserve against Oakley Cannons, who've started off the season on Thursday night to a flying start, as we saw, 3-1 winners over Avondale. This is Ben Bowler, Danny Dixon, Monahan, Wilson, and Tennant now. Party time for the Hume fans. You can sense the 3 points already now. And unfortunately next week against Avondale, it looks like the Magic will be without 2 of their new signings, who look to be quite handy players in wide areas, both of them. Martin Hemmon and Nicholas Sett. Monahan sitting at the base of the midfield. He can do as he pleases, especially playing against 9. Lazaridis now. There's Brennan providing the overlap. Monahan finds Brennan now. Brennan plays the ball in. It's a chance for Hewitt, and he's just missed the header there. Well, on another night, Hewitt could have had 2 or 3, actually, the English midfielder, but nonetheless, his goal has been the only one of the night so far. Nick Hegarty urging his Hume charges to stay focused. They say it can be tough sometimes playing against 10, as it changes the mindset and the mentality. I'm not sure if that applies to playing against 9. Lazaridis. It's a chance for Bingham, and his shot is saved and tipped around, turned around the post by Vidakangas. Shane Vidakangas, he has had a busy night tonight. Hewitt in no rush to take the corner. The targets will include Bingham and Dixon. It's flicked on at the near post by Oshieng. The header by Fry. And Fry's been fouled by Dixon. Dixon, he's already been booked. And now he becomes the third player to be sent off tonight. Danny Dixon for a second bookable offence, a sliding tackle on Charlie Fry. And now he earns himself an early shower. We've now got 9 on 10 here at ABD Stadium. What a crazy game this is, Craig.
Yeah, and I have no reason. I have no reason to understand why it's why we're down to 9 against 10. But again, that was a silly tackle. You know, they're down to 9 men. They're inside the Hume half. there's no need to put a tackle in. They've got another 70 yards to goal. Just a silly tackle, and now he's out the game for a week, and his team are down to 10 men. So sometimes players have to look at themselves. We're easy to blame referees sometimes, and referees don't do themselves justice sometimes. But players have to have a good long hard look at themselves and how they behave on the pitch. And certainly there's just no need for that tackle, and Nick Hegarty will be pretty disappointed with that.
So yes, if you have just joined us, it's Hume City leading by the solitary goal, scored by Steve Hewitt from the set piece, as he wins the header there. And of course, Altona Magic, they are down to 9 players. Martin Hemmen and Nicholas Sett both sent off on their debuts for Altona Magic. And we've just seen Danny Dixon marched off for a second bookable offence for Hume City. So 9 on 10 out there at the moment. So that almost evens things up a little bit more, Craig.
Yeah, it does. And it really shouldn't, Steve. I think that's a lucky little handball there from Hemmen in the middle of the park. But you can see that Nick Hegarty's starting to get a little bit boisterous on the pitch now. And Hume want to hope that that sending off doesn't come back to haunt them, because they were well on top. There was no need for it. But we're 10 versus 9, and just over 15 minutes left of this second half, and Hume City still with a 1-0 lead. But as you said, anything can happen in this game. It's I don't know how many players are going to be left by the 90-minute mark, but just both teams just need to settle down again now, and certainly from Hume, they just need to keep the ball, as we said, and keep the ball working from side to side, and try and wait for that opening. Magic just need to sit back, try and keep the game as narrow as they possibly can, and try and nullify any attack that comes through from Hume. And I have to say they're doing a fantastic job at it at the moment. So we're 15 minutes away from the end of the game, and they've done a great job defending.
There's the challenge there, sliding in by Bernal Obarovic. Free kick to Hume City. They'll take their time to take this one, as they have been doing, given that they are leading by the solitary goal here. It was a good hit out for Hume City last week. They played in warm conditions out at Fraser Rise, the home of Sunshine Georges, in that Community Shield season opener against the grand final winners in Bentley. Now here's Steve Hewitt, here's the chance, and he slotted that one away into the corner. It's 2 for Hume, 2 for Hewitt, and the 3 points, they're surely in the bag now. Big celebrations at ABD Stadium. A successful start for Nick Hegarty's men, as the home fans are in raptures. Hume City 2, Altona Magic 0 in the final stages of this match. Good finish, wasn't it, Craig?
Yeah, good finish. I suppose it had to come at some point. As I said, the Magic were trying to keep things as narrow as they can, but just a little bit too much. A great ball through, and a fantastic finish there from Steve into the corner. And Hume City 2-0 up with just over 10 minutes to go. You'd pretty much say that that's the game, and 3 points in the bag for Nick Hegarty's and Hume City.
Going to see another change now for Hume City. Now they've got that 2-goal cushion. We're going to see instruction of Umut Bozdogan. He will get a few moments in the closing stages of this one. He's going to come into midfield and replace Ben Bowler. It's been a great shift by Ben Bowler tonight. High fives all around as he leaves the pitch. It's a big derby game next Friday night for Hume City. They'll be away at Green Gully Reserve. And that match is followed by fixtures against Dandenong City, which will be a home fixture, and then they will be away to the Melbourne Knights. So far so good for Hume City. They've got the luxury of Andy Brennan coming off the bench, running forward with that ball, but he couldn't find Josh Bingham. Ben Lifton, or Barovic.
Yeah, I just think Magic now just need to see out the game, Steve. No point in trying to get 2 goals and potentially cop a counter-attack. Keep it at 2-0. Don't want a silly goal difference early on in the season, and get through this game, walk off 2-0. Is not a good result for them, but it's better than 4 or 5 it could be if they go chasing those 2 goals. So for me, it's just sit back, let them try and counter-attack, let them try and come at me as much as they can, but not sure that's in Altona Magic style, but certainly they need to be very careful that it doesn't open up and they score 2 or 3 more goals in the final couple of minutes of this game.
This is Obradovic coming forward. He's had a solid game. He's played fullback on both sides of the park. This is Josh Bingham, dispossessed by Charlie Fry. This is Kim, looking to play Ian Hammond, but he couldn't feed it through. Now Brennan's on the charge at the other end. He's onside. He's got Nuttall to beat. Looks to get around him. And he goes to ground. And it's Andrew Mimaraka says no foul. And play continues. Nuttall on the ball. Obradovic played it in to Lifton. Hammond, and now Murray needs to switch this one. But Lazaretti reads it well. Wins the header. Goes to ground. Wins the free kick. So again, Altona Magic, they're down to 9. Hume's down to 10. Those sending offs, Martin Hammond and Nick Sett, along with Danny Dixon. Have you seen a game with more red cards than this? Please write in and let us know. It's right in front of our commentary position is Mark Oshieng, providing some width, looking to get involved. He hasn't seen a lot of the ball since he got on. Another substitute here, Andy Brennan, looking to play in Josh Bingham. Josh Bingham using his pace, gets into the area, he can play it to Hewitt, and Hewitt was in for the hat-trick there if that was a metre further back from Shane Vitikangas. Vitikangas got down and held it well. Obradovic and Fry. This is Murray. Lifton. And now Kim, looking for Hammond. It's cleared by Tennant. Brennan's got space in the middle of the park. He's quickly evaporated, and he's now fouled Kim, and he's going to see a yellow card now. A game where the topic post-match is going to be more the timing of tackles than the timing of the finishes. It's going to be a slight delay here. Brendan is shown the yellow. So it will be a set-piece chance for Altona Magic to try and pull back one of the 2 goals that they trail by. Looks like it is Yungo Kim who is getting back on his feet. Looks a good find for Altona Magic, does Yungo Kim. I'm sure as the midfield gels, he will become a star player of NPL Victoria this season. It's a bit proppy at the moment. Lifton takes the free kick into the area, comes off the knee of Oshieng, and in the end it's repelled by that Hume City defence, headed by Fry. Lifton turns and plays forward, off the chest by Hewitt. How about that for Flair? This is Andy Brennan. He's calm and composed in the middle of the park. Oshieng and Hewitt combine. Monahan. This is Tennant. Now Bosdigan, the other substitute, combines with Oshieng.
Yeah, I think both teams now, or certainly Hume, are just trying to see out the last few remaining seconds of this game. We're in the 94th minute now. And it looks as if Hume are going to finish off on it. No, it's well defended and out for a corner. I think this will be the last kick of the game, Steve.
Yeah, we'll just have time for this corner, and that might be about it. And Josh Bingham, the big front man, who would love a goal on his debut here at home in front of the faithful here at ABD Stadium. He's misfired on that occasion. Good block by Charlie Fry to turn it behind. And now we're going to see a Steve Hewitt corner. Just juggle the ball up and pick it up, dry it off, and look to swing it in. And in the end, we don't have time to take the corner, because it's full time. And it's a 2-0 home win to Hume City. 2 goals to Steve Hewitt. The first one, a skidding free kick in the first half, and then a fine finish in a one-on-one situation into the bottom right corner to seal the deal in a match that saw 3 red cards. Martin Hemmond, Nicholas Sett and Danny Dixon all marched off during a strange match, you have to say, to open NPL Victoria here at ABD Stadium. Any final thoughts from you before we sign off for the evening, Craig Filer?
Yeah, very enjoyable game, Steve, from both sides. Hume probably deserved it over the 90 minutes, but 3 red cards will be disappointing, but for both managers. But very entertaining game. I thought Altona Magic did very well for 45 minutes when they had their first red card. But I think the referee will have a good hard look at some of those decisions when he gets to the changing rooms, and I think on a different day he would have give different decisions. So overall, a very good game. 2-0 win for Hume, and a comfortable 3 points for them.
So Green Gully next week will be hosting Hume City. That should be a cracking game, and also it will be a chance for redemption for Altona Magic as they host Avondale. Both sides will be looking for their first points of the season. That match at Stead Park in Geelong next weekend. And on the NPL streams, the weekend's action is not over. Tomorrow, St Albans versus Green Gully at Churchill Reserve. That game's at 5. Also, Eastern Lions and Bentley Greens. That'll be taking place at 6 p.m. down at Kingston Heath Reserve. Thank you for joining us tonight. I've been Steve Curtin, joined by Craig Filer. It's Hume City 2, Altona Magic 0. Thank you for viewing, and we look forward to covering more games for you in the near future. It's good night from ABD Stadium.